I kind of gave up on it because I was like, I'm not liking any of the stuff that I'm writing and it's not like connecting. I'm not feeling it. But once I got to the point where I started making Christ-based music, I was like, oh yeah, I love this. This is so good. I'm having fun. I'm singing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And then that's kind of when I knew that it's what I was supposed to be doing.
Hi, this is Christina Eve, and welcome to Shine Strong, Live Long. This is a segment on my channel called ShineSessions, where I spotlight and have conversations with people who have said yes to God and people who are allowing His light to shine strong through them. And as a result, the impact that they will leave will live long in the lives of others. You guys, I'm fangirling over who I have for you today. I'm really interested in what she has to say because I have so many questions for her, but let's just get into it. Auraé, welcome to ShineSessions. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you so much for having me. So, as you guys know, my name is Auraé. I'm 20 years old. I just turned 20 in April.
Oh,
And I have been making music for Christ since what, 2021. Yeah.
oh, that's not too long ago.
Yeah.
So, tell me about this. So, were you singing your whole life? What sparked the music that you make now?
So, I have been singing since I was 4 years old. And that just started, as a kid in my basement watching Hannah Montana and Little Einsteins and being like, oh, I want to be a singer when I get older. I want to do this. And I remember as I got older and I learned that, oh, you can do extracurricular activities where singing is a part of it. So I was joining every single choir you could think of. I was in my church choir, I was in honors choir, I was in Children of the Gospel, any choir you could think of, I was trying to join so that I could have the opportunity to sing. And it kind of morphed into I want to sing, but I want there to be purpose behind my music.
Mm.
And it really kind of stuck and developed for me in 2021 during that whole quarantine period where I was like, I want to sing, but I don't know what to do. Like I want to make music, but where do I start? And a bunch of prayers later, here I am today.
Ooh, girl, I love that story. That's good because I was like, I know she ain't just start singing in 2021. So no, that makes sense. I do want to know, like, so you started singing in 2021, like I guess started releasing music.
Yeah.
How was that process? Like, was it hard to like, were you always writing music before and then you just started to like record in 2021? How was that?
So, in 2021, it was like it was an idea where I was like, oh, I know friends that release music and they've told me all the things that they do. I just want to figure out how to do it myself, really. Um, and once I prayed about it and it was put on my heart to release music for Christ, that's when I really kind of honed in on creating Christian music and biblical based music and writing according to scripture and
Yeah.
basing it off of my relationship with God. But I wasn't always writing music. That's the crazy part about it to me. So I wrote my first song when I was 10 years old.
What? Okay.
And hilariously enough, it was a gospel song.
Mm.
But that was before I knew what I wanted to write. I was just writing as a kid, you know how kids do. They're like, oh, I'm gonna write this song. And it's just, you're just talking. That's what that was. And little did I know that was like a seed and like a glimpse into the future of what I'm supposed to do. Because as I got to, I want to say 2019, so this is years later, I'm probably like 16 years old. I'm in my house and I'm like, I want to write music, like I want to do stuff, but I don't know what to write about. So I'm writing any and everything. I'm like, oh, I could write about this. I like this beat. Let's try this. And none of it was really like connecting with me. This is when I was just trying to write anything and there was no purpose behind the music. It was more like I just want to write something so that I could say that I wrote something.
Yeah.
And after a little bit, I kind of gave up on it because I was like, I'm not liking any of the stuff that I'm writing, and it's not like connecting. I'm not feeling it. But once I got to the point where I started making Christ-based music, I was like, oh yeah, I love this. This is so good. I'm having fun. I'm singing. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. And then that's kind of when I knew that it's what I was supposed to be doing because as a child, I always knew I wanted to find joy in the music that I was creating and I wanted my music to touch other people.
Mm.
Crazy enough, I'm a kid and I don't know why I'm thinking so deeply about this at the ripe age of 8 years old, but it's something that's like crazy to me.
Well, I feel like maturity in Christ has no number
Yeah,
per se.
definitely.
Yeah, and I'll say there's so many things that you said that I can just like harp on, like little pieces
Mm-hmm.
of your story, which is like really touching. That's good. Like purpose behind what you do is like great to find that, especially being good at it. So let's rewind. Let's rewind right quick. All
Mm-hmm.
right. So one, you said the ripe age of 8. I just want to let everybody know that I had no idea she was 20 because the way she sings these lyrics, the soulfulness in her voice is is like beyond the years that you have. And that's like amazing. Like my best friend, she turned 30 this year and she bumps you literally every day. So so I mean that's a testament in itself because your music's a vibe. So let's rewind. Describe your sound for those who have not heard you before.
So I will always describe my sound every time someone asks this question. I'm like, I'm very mellow when I sing. I try to have a focus on the lyrics and like the feeling of it all. You need to meditate on the words rather than like paying attention to the beat. Yeah, the beat is like cool. You're kind of grooving a little bit, but it's so much emphasis on what I'm saying that I don't want to take away from it because when I do write, it's for the purpose of leading others to Christ. So I have to kind of be like, okay, what do you want me to say, God? What do you want to hear from me right now? And I kind of take my prayers too and put them into the music. So other people who are experiencing similar things, because we all might be different people, but we go through the same things.
That is true.
So whoever needs to hear whatever I have to say, I hope it touches them. It's yeah.
Girl, I like you so much. So, okay, I love it. I do love it. And you're right, because your lyrics are meaningful. I find myself, ooh, what's that song? One of your songs, I woke up just singing it. And it was like the find your way. Well, falling don't mean nothing if you get back up
Oh,
again.
find my way. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, I was jamming. Of course, I was singing it differently because but I was just like, it's so incredible. Like you didn't have to do a lot for that song to do what it did for other people. Like it was incredible. There is like you do talk about your lyrics being meaningful, and there is a lyric that stands out to me because we love tea here. But like the tea you drink. And so you said so in your song Milk and Honey, something
Mhm.
about putting cinnamon in your tea. I want to know
Mhm.
more about this because if cinnamon is the key for you sounding like you sound, then I'm just gonna keep adding cinnamon to stuff.
So my personal favorite tea is green tea with honey. I don't put lemon, I don't put sugar. It's just green tea and honey. That's my
Mhm.
favorite type of tea that I make. But I do remember one time, I forgot when it was, but I know it was a tea type of drink where you put milk and cinnamon in the drink, and it was really good. Like it's super sweet. I think you also put honey in it too. Like it's so delicious. Like I just loved it.
Now you're gonna have me looking up stuff because I definitely add honey to all my teas. I don't add sugar,
Mm-hmm.
honey, and then I've been doing oat milk a lot. I like a lot of
Mm-hmm.
oat milk, like tea lattes. It's a vibe. Whew. But I love Earl Grey tea too. So that's the
Yeah.
caffeine piece for me. That's a little different from green
Tea
tea.
is my jam. I remember I think it was during the quarantine era. I was having a cup of tea almost every day because it was just so good.
That's what it is, you guys. So if you want to sing like Auraé, get a cup of green tea with honey every day, and then there you go. You're a star. I want to know, is there something about you, like a fun fact or a secret trick that you can do that no one else can? That is the most random question I think I've ever asked on my podcast. But I'm curious, a secret talent?
A secret trick or talent?
Do you dance?
No,
I
I
don't.
am not a
She has a lot of
dancer.
rhythm, guys. Listen to her music and ask yourself, does she dance?
And I wanted to be a ballerina when I was a kid, but that turned into singing. That was what that was. I wanted to be a little, whew, yeah. A
Okay.
secret trick or talent? I don't think I do draw, but that's like something way off to the left, to the side.
No, it's not. No, that's I mean, it's giving that you probably do have some type of artistic ability
Artistic,
outside of
yeah.
that. The creativity in your first your style, but then also the music videos that I've seen, I was like, ooh, what made her think about that? That's nice. And I see the flowers in the back. And then I think you have a post where there was like clouds floating.
hmm yes. So with that, I love doing photo shoots. And I especially love doing them because I always do them with my friends. One of my friends is a photographer,
Oh.
and so he's the one that takes the pictures. And we always kind of like bounce ideas back and forth with each other about like, oh, do you want to do this? Like, what do you think about this idea? Oh, we should do this. And another one of my friends who was with us doing during the cloud photo shoot, um, we were talking about how we should set up the room.
Uh-huh.
And the idea was offered that we put clouds up on the wall and then use the light that we had to cast a shadow. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's such a good idea. So we just spent like maybe an hour putting the cloud on the floor so I could like sit in it and then getting the stuff up on the wall. And yeah, it was a whole process, but I loved the results. It was so fun.
See, guys, artsy. Not surprised. That was that you say you can't tell me that you're not a good drawer. So, but awesome. So, all right, I have one last question before we get into what is upcoming for
Mhm.
you in the future. And this question is who are your favorite artists? Who inspires your music?
So this is a great question because during my 2021 era of like, I'm trying to create music and I want to do this, but I don't know anybody else who's done it. I specifically remember finding Madison Ryan Ward.
Oh my gosh, I knew you were gonna say her. I love her.
Sonday is one of my absolute favorite artists of all time. And then I hope I'm saying her name correctly. Sajay or CJ. I think it's Sajay.
I know you. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I found that was like my trifecta. I just love them down. Every time I see Sunday's dropped a new song, every time he's posted a TikTok, I'm there. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I love this so much. So Jay, like her music is so good. Madison Ryan Ward dropping her album. I'm like, everything. I love their music. I love what they're about. I love everything about it.
I love that too. And I'm really happy because like a couple years ago, you're a youngin, but a couple like years ago, none of these artists were heard of at
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
And
Yes.
like they're so instrumental to like our faith walk every day because
Mm-hmm.
they're just like vibes that I can get with that's not gospel.
Yeah.
And so I'm happy. And then you're joining the troop. And that's so neat. So I'm happy that we have you in Christian rhythm and praise music. I guess that's what they're gonna call it now. Do
Oh,
you know
that's
what?
gonna be so cool.
Yeah. So, okay, all right. What is upcoming for you? I just know you're working on something. I can tell there's a glisten in your eye.
So I will say that you guys should be on the lookout for a big project coming soon, most likely in the spring or summer. And hopefully we'll get to experience a little bit more of RA with this project.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's going to be really interesting. I will say it is a privilege experiencing you now, personality wise, because I know a lot of people like you have tons of streams on Spotify, but like on Instagram, you're kind of like a little
Mhm.
mysterious.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious to see what this next project is going to be about. So you heard it from her. So how can we connect with you? How can we be in the know for when this project drops?
So you can follow my Instagram at the Auraé, my TikTok at Auraé, and if we have something soon where you find me performing on a stage, you can definitely come to one of the shows and all the information will be there.
Bet if I see it on Instagram, I'm sharing it, guys. I'm sharing it. I cannot wait. So, all right, you are awesome. Any final thoughts? Anything that you would like for people to know just about you and your brand and as you're upcoming as an indie Christian rhythm and praise artist?
I think I would like to say that I appreciate every single person who takes the time out of their day to listen to the music, to tell me how much they love it, how much it's helped them. I get DMs all the time and I'm on the verge of tears most of the time. They're, oh, you helped me in my walk with Christ. And I'm like, girl, please, you don't know how much this means to me.
Oh,
But definitely, God is always with you. And if you ever feel like you are alone or that you are in need of a friend, don't hesitate to get in that prayer room and start praying.
yes.
My piece.
From a youngin. No, I'm kidding. You're not that young. Prayer works, guys. Prayer works. You heard it from RA, and she is awesome. And so, RA, I just want to say thank you for coming on to Shine Strong, Live Long. It has been a treat. You have a great personality, and I'm just so happy that you said yes to Christ and that you are doing kingdom work. Like, because we need people like you in the field doing the thing and giving us vibes and tea with cinnamon. You feel?
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so glad to be here.